Good morning. This is so weird. I wish you guys could see what I was seeing right now. Good morning. Okay, so I'm trying to do something a little bit different today, just like yesterday. Well, first off, the reason why I look like this is because today's wash day. Got to get ready for Thanksgiving tomorrow. So I have to detangle my hair right now because if I don't, my whole schedule is going to be thrown off. I'm barely going to the store um, to buy the stuff that I'm cooking for Thanksgiving. I'm barely doing that today. But I'm only making a few things because we're actually having Thanksgiving at someone else's house this year, so I'm not hosting. So I'm only going to cook 4 things, which is a blessing. The 4 things that my husband really likes. Well, actually, I'm making 5 things, but that's it. I'm not making like a whole dinner. So I have you guys live with me on my phone, and I'm going to go to my YouTube account online so that I can see your comments. So if anyone is commenting, I see a couple of people who have said, hey. If anyone is commenting right now, then I am I am logging in online so that I can see your comments, okay? Thank you so much for joining me on today's Morning Tea Talk, What Really Makes Me Tick. Thank you for joining me every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for these morning tea talks where we just talk about a variety of things that are on my mind, daily devotional stuff, spiritual stuff, things that you guys suggest and request. Today we are talking about what really makes me tick. And it's not just about what really makes me tick. It's also about what it makes y'all tick. So leave the comments right now because I'm logging in so that I can see these comments. Leave your comments. What kind of stuff really makes you tick? The reason why I'm asking you guys this stuff is because today in my daily devotion, which I'm reading by Iyanla Vanzant, she challenges us today to to discover ourselves more deeply, to discover the things that we like, the things that we dislike, to discover what our perception is about the world. What does it mean to be alive in this world, so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to give you guys a couple of quotes out of that right now. I'm really trying to get to there we go, so that I can see your comments. Hello to everyone who's here. Thank you for joining me, all 16 of you guys. What makes you tick? Tell me some of your pet peeves in the comments. Let me know. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, this is kind of like weird because I've never done this before. So if it doesn't work within like the next few minutes, then I'm just not going to do it. Or the next like few seconds actually. I'm just not going to do it because I probably should have gone live on my computer. Let me actually log into a different account and see what happens. For those of you guys who are just joining me, I look like this because today's wash day. I'm getting ready to do my detangling process so then I can wash my hair. For me, my detangling process and washing my hair takes about an hour. There we go. The time that it takes to, oh wow, a lot of people have said hi. Hey, what you doing? I'm great. Thank you, Anaya. I'm great, thank you. Thank you, Rhodesha. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you love my videos. And yeah, hello to everybody. Okay, thank you guys for talking to me in the comments. So anyway, so today I have to do my detangling process. So I'm actually going to use some organic unrefined coconut oil. Oh, so you guys can see. Oh, I set it up wrong. Is this how I'm supposed to? Hold on, let me turn this around because I thought. Oh, I'm so retarded. I was wondering why it looked like that. This is how it's supposed to be. Y'all wasn't gonna tell me? Wait, did I do it wrong again? This is so weird. Oh, Hold on. I'm so confused as to why you can still see. This is so weird to me. Like, you guys can see that I'm trying to set it up to look in it. Like, what happens when I do this? Then you see what's in front of the camera. Oh, yeah, Ruby, you're retarded. Okay, so now what? This is what I want. Wow. Y'all wasn't going to tell me that y'all saw like a multitude of reflections of this. This is so retarded. Okay, never again. Okay, got it. Boom. Here we go. Because I feel like the quality is better now. This is so ghetto. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, if you skip the first few minutes of this live, it's okay because we wasn't doing nothing but getting set up. So anyway, yeah, getting back. Getting back. Hey, like this. Okay, so I'm getting ready to do my detangling process now. Look at y'all. I did my hair probably 5 or 6 days ago, so it is like truly like tangled up. So the first thing that I typically do is go in and just like try to section it off and lather it up with the coconut oil. For me, I've used a few different detangling methods, but I've found so far coconut oil is just my favorite method. It just works the best. So I did melt it a little bit, and then I'm also going to rub it in my hands a little bit to warm it up. Okay, so what really makes me tick? In Iyanla Vanzant's, before my hands get too oily, daily devotion, today she says that just for today, spend some time pondering and reflecting on these 3 simple points and sharing your discoveries with others. So the reason why I'm making this today's topic is because she wants us to acknowledge all that we are aware of in our lives and to share what we acknowledge with as many people as we possibly can. So the first thing, if you guys are joining me in this self-discovery, you know, for today's day devotion, the first thing she says, know everything you can know about you. Second thing is know what life is all about. Third thing is know why you are alive. So she wants you to pretty much ask yourself these questions and discover what the answer to these questions mean to you. The more you learn about life, the more you learn about yourself. The more you learn about yourself, the greater is the purpose you serve in life. And so she says, until today, you may have been wondering how to go about developing a greater perspective of yourself and of your life. Just for today, spend some time pondering and reflecting on these things. So today, we are devoted to sharing our discoveries about self-discovery. And let me tell you guys how I was just having a conversation with my husband about, you know, some of the stuff that I experienced on my trip to Oklahoma that I just got back from, and how I actually made some discoveries about myself. I was talking to my sister about it yesterday too, discovering that you know, some of my pet peeves and where they come from. Because see, I think it's good to ask yourself these questions and to get real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to know things about yourself. It's another thing to know things about yourself and then use that information to improve yourself. Some people know I got an attitude problem. Some people know, oh, I tend to be kind of racist, you know, but what are you doing to correct that behavior? What are you doing to correct those things about you and improve the quality of yourself, thereby improving the quality of your life? It doesn't really like make much sense to say that you know something about yourself, whether it's good or bad, if you're not going to use it to your greatest benefit, in my opinion. But that's one of the things about me. I can be very strongly opinionated. So what makes me tick? I wanted to start off with that because I think that sometimes we're driven a lot more by things that irritate us. Like, we get a lot more passionate about things that irritate us than we sometimes get about the things that make us happy. It's controversial topics. It's what makes everything thrive right now in entertainment, in pretty much every industry. Controversy is like, everybody is just so addicted to controversy. So I want to start there. The things that really make me tick that I actually want to change my change the way I deal when I realize that I am upset about these things. Are other people not taking responsibility for things? That's one thing that's like, it's so irritating to me, because I'm the type of person, like, if I do something and you guys or somebody points out to me what I did wrong, I feel like, okay, I can eat that. Or, okay, I can accept responsibility for that. Like, even if it may take me a little while, it may take me a few minutes, like maybe I'll go back and forth with you because maybe I just really don't see what you're seeing, but I'm always open to that, because I feel like communication, we talked about this before, it's not just about you saying your piece and you being right. If the other person doesn't understand what you're saying or where you're coming from, then your communication is faulty. So it's kind of like, if I come in the room and be like, come on, Melanie, get your stuff so we can go. In my mind, I might just be telling her, like, oh, hey, the car's ready, it's time to go. But in her mind, she might take it as, like, are you, like, why are you coming at me like that? Are you being disrespectful? And so instead of her hearing my call to action for us to leave, she's hearing, like, I'm coming at her and, like, I'm disrespecting her. Now we have an argument on our hands. Now it's time to fight, because it's like, who you talking to? And so, and then I could take that and be like, what you mean? Why you always tripping? And then our argument's going to continue. But if I instead say, you know what? You're right. I didn't have to say it like that. I could have said, hey, Melanie, are you ready to go? Can we go? I could have respected you. So it really irritates me when other people do things out of, maybe mood swing or just not really thinking, and then they don't accept responsibility for what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me, I'm about to look at some of these comments, by the way. So another one of my pet peeves, a real big pet peeve of mine actually, is Chris Square, love this. Hi. Living outside the box. Hey. Another one of my pet peeves is people who ain't about nothing. No, it really is, like, I just feel like you live one life and you just throwing your life away. So it's very difficult for me to be around a person. Like, I can usually tell within the first 5 to 10 minutes of talking to somebody what they're about. Like, maybe not everything about their entire life, but I can usually tell, like, okay, this person is about love. This person is about positivity. They have goals. They're not interested in stepping on other people to get where they're going. They have compassion for their fellow brothers and sisters. I can usually tell. And so, like, when it come into contact with people who just seem like they're self-absorbed, or people who just don't really seem like they're going anywhere in life, and not because they're confused, but because they truly just truly just don't care about wasting other people's time. When you come into contact, everybody got an uncle, cousin, sister, brother that just takes advantage of people and is just annoying, and they always say what they want, but they're not ever willing to do anything about it. Those kind of things really irritate my soul, because I feel like where I come from, I didn't have a lot of opportunity at all. And when I was introduced to a new way of thinking, when someone told me, hey, sometimes you got to make a way out of no way, and you just got to make the best of what you do have. When people told me that, I took that serious. So, because I knew that if I wanted something different in my life, that I was going to have to do something about it. When I was young, it wasn't the most profound thought that I had, but it was enough to get me started. And as I continued along that journey of being willing to do whatever it took, not to end up like some of the people in my life, I learned more and more and more that, the more positive you are, and the more you're willing to accept responsibility, and the more that you're willing to do in terms of changing your situation, then the more likely you are to have a new situation. I learned that if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, then you're crazy. Like, if you want something different, a lot of times you got to do something different. And I don't get irritated when people aren't as versed as me with self-development. I've read a lot of books. I've attended seminars. I study this. It's a spiritual journey for me. I'm always doing daily devotions, reading my Bible. So yeah, maybe you're not as versed about self-discovery as I am, or self-help as I am, but everybody has had somebody tell them something positive and uplifting in their life at one point or another. We choose whether or not we're going to listen to it and apply it. Now, if you're having a bad day or a couple of bad days, cool, we all have that. But if I can look at your life and tell over the last 5 years, you ain't really did nothing in terms of really improving who you are on a personal level, I get irritated with that because I know that you can, especially if I know you personally. It's like, I know that you can, and then when I encounter adversity with you, I really get irritated because I'm like, we wouldn't even be having these issues if you would just XYZ. So those are some of the things that really make me tick, right? Thank you. I was looking for my morning motivation. I'm glad you found it. Living outside the box with Grace Square. I'm gonna have to look at your channel. What's your channel about? So anyway, I was talking to my sister about this and just talking to her about how I know that a lot of the things that bother me because I be really acting like I just know it all, right? And I don't want to be like that. I don't at all want to be Miss Know It All. Like, I don't care to know it all. But I guess I tend to act like I know it all, and that's what bothers people about me. So in this self-discovery, it's taught me, like, you know what? The fact that I get so irritated when people are like, deadbeat people, or just not really complaining about issues but not doing anything to correct them. Even if all you know how to do is pray. Like, you may not know how to correct your situation, but you do know that you can pray. You may not know how to pray well, but God doesn't require you to be an expert, like, linguist to be able to pray to him. He understands every language. You know what I'm saying? Like, he understands every way of speaking, every different dialect. Like, so you don't have to be an expert at that. If all you know how to do is pray, or just be positive for the day and just see where that leads you. We can all do something. But when people sit up and complain and blame others and don't do anything about it, it irritates me. So discovering that kind of stuff irritates me also shows me that it can sometimes lead me to doing things that are not necessarily productive. Like getting in a big old argument with my sister because I was so irritated with the stuff that she was expressing. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, I'm not about to let you say that. That's not true about me. But and then leaving, and like sometimes I'll talk to my husband like, oh, I'm so irritated with so and so because and then I realized that it affects me on a personal level. So I told my sister and I told my husband, like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not about to be caught up in what other people are doing. If somebody wants to improve their situation and they ask me for help, I'll help them. If they're complaining about their situation but they're not asking for help, I'm not about to sit there and try to shove it down their throat. I'm just gonna listen and be like, oh yeah, I feel you, girl, and keep it pushing, because ain't nobody got energy for all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. So anyways, that's that. Let's see. Grinds my gears too. If you're not making any changes in your life but complaining, like, come on. Exactly. It really does grind my gears. But I think that, when I observe other people, I like to people watch, right? So sometimes I like to just see how other people interact with other people. And when I see it and I see the people who are able to just listen, let people vent, my sister told me, she said sometimes people don't want a solution. Sometimes they just want to vent. That irks me that you wouldn't want a solution, but maybe they do want a solution, just not right there and then. Who knows, So she's just like, sometimes people just want to vent, and so when you start trying to tell them what to do, it kind of irritates them. So I just want to do what's best for everybody, so I'm just going to start keeping my mouth shut. Anyway, so that's one of the things that really bothers me, that grinds my gears. Let me know in the comments if you guys are watching. Today's questions, if you just joined, are today's task in our daily devotion is to, number one, know everything you can know about you. That's why I was expressing something about me. I'm going to express something else right now too. Know what life is all about, and know why you are alive. And then share these discoveries with as many people as you can. That's what I'm doing right now. So that's one of the things that really grinds my gears, or a couple things that I love. I love knowledge and insight into things. It's one thing for me to know that when I mix this pancake batter with water, it's going to create pancakes, and it's another thing that really is enjoyable to me to know why. Like, well, what is the ingredient in the pancake batter that makes it, you know, mixed with water and then rise in a pan and be fluffy, like, you know. So I ask a lot of questions, and so I love, like, I'm very, very inquisitive. When I was younger, it was kind of annoying, but I just love knowing why. And sometimes that backfires on me, because when you ask people why, sometimes they feel like, are you trying to, like, interrogate me, or do you not trust me? Whereas for me, a lot of times when I ask why, it's just because I'm very interested in all of the little details. So that is one of the things that I love. I love Jesus. I, you know, these are just things I'm expressing about myself, you know. I love positivity and happiness and growth and new experiences. Sometimes I'll do something that I've never even found myself interested in, simply because it's a new experience. And I'm interested to see, what is this new experience? What impression is this new experience going to leave on me? When I was in Oklahoma with my sister, she invited me to go watch her praise and worship practice, because she sings, and she's an excellent singer, by the way. Now I'm like, okay, I've seen you sing before. I'm going to see you sing on Sunday. You know, do I really need to go to this? But first of all, it was something that she really wanted me to be involved in. And second of all, I'm like, well, I've technically never had this experience with you, so let me just go. And I'm glad I did, because just gaining insight into just seeing how her group of, you know, singers reacted to one another, and how they meshed together, and, you know, I don't know, just little, just I love to observe people and their activity, and, you know, what makes them smile, what makes them tick. I like to see all that. I loved learning some of the structure that goes on, you know, behind the scenes when people are practicing their praise and worship songs for Sunday. So anyway, those are two things, couple things about me that make me tick, couple things that just make me happy. And there are a whole lot more, but we're going to move on from this. I want to read some of your comments if you have them. What's my zodiac sign? I'm an Aries. Yeah, I'm an Aries. I'm not really into what is it, astrology, or, like, you know, not astrology. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. I'm not into, I don't keep up, I don't know what it means to be an Aries like that, but I'm an Aries. Know what life is all about, and then know why you are alive. So, in my opinion, according to my belief system, believing in the Bible, in the Word of God, believing in Jesus Christ, I believe that life is to be enjoyed. In Ecclesiastes, it is told to us over and over and over that best thing that we can do with our life is to eat, drink, and find pleasure in our toil. That makes me think that, you know, and then just knowing about the story of creation and how God wanted to create us in His image, and, you know, He gave us the world and everything in it, you know, and because of sin, you know, we fell under sin, and so now we're surrounded by sin, and the devil is basically like the prince of the earth right now, until, you know, God returns, and or Jesus returns, and all that stuff. So believing that, it makes me believe that what life is all about in the flesh is about, I guess it's a number of things, but I guess it's learning who God is, you know, accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and learning to live in a way that is pleasing to Him, and trusting that living that way is going to yield the best outcome you can possibly yield while here on this earth. But life is temporary, you know, carnal life is temporary, and constantly reminding ourselves that we're not going to be here forever, period. I don't care what your belief system is. One thing that is guaranteed to every single one of us is death. And knowing that we will die and we will perish one day, you know, working out our salvation while we're here. That is extremely important to me. And to me, that doesn't mean that you can't ever do anything fun. That doesn't mean that you can't be normal, quote unquote. It just means that in all things you do, that you acknowledge God. You know, acknowledge your creator. It's kind of like if you had a kid and you told them you have freedom to do whatever you want to do, but I'm just asked that you respect me in everything you do. You know, it's not that you want your child to not have a life. You just want them to be respectful and the, you know, of you, and the fact that you're providing their life for them. And so, you know, for them to respect and appreciate the gifts that you've given them. I honestly believe that, you know, in this life, God has given us free will for a reason, because He loves us and He wants us to do whatever it is that we want to do. And He's the creator of all things. And anything that you want to do, you can do in a godly way if you really try. You want to dance, you don't have to be a stripper. You can be a choreographer. You can be a dancer. You can be a praise dancer if you want to go as far as that. You want to sing. You don't have to sing about loving money and money being your God. And, I don't know about you being the best uh, out of everybody and putting other people down. Or you don't have to sing about having all types of wild and crazy sex with all types of people. Those are things that don't please him. But you don't necessarily have to sing a gospel song either. You can just sing things that are, you know what I'm saying? Because God is the creator of all things. All things. Everything, from start to finish and everything in between. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just feel like in everything that we do, acknowledge God, enjoy our lives as best as we can, understand that it's going to end. We will return to dust where we came from. And so that is my discovery about what life is about. And the last one is know why you are alive. It goes on to ask, know that you are essential. Know that you are valuable. Know that every experience is an important step toward helping you figure out your purpose. Share what you discover with as many people as you can. So I truly believe that. I truly believe that I wouldn't be here if I wasn't called for a purpose. And I'm learning to evaluate what that means as far as like having a purpose. Like having a purpose doesn't always mean that you have to be like Taylor Swift or Beyonce or Kim Kardashian or someone like famous that the whole world knows. You know what I'm saying? Having a purpose or whatever your purpose is, you may not even understand it. But when you surrender yourself and allow yourself to be used by your creator, by God, then he'll establish his works in you and your purpose will be had. And so sometimes even when we don't understand what our purpose is, it's still important to remind ourselves that we do have a purpose. Because I know a lot of people that struggle with depression. And a lot of times, because when I went through my depression, momentarily, I remember really feeling very strongly that, like, what am I here for? Like, asking that question. Like, I couldn't understand. I couldn't bring myself to know, why am I here? What's the purpose? And a lot of times that train of thought is what leads people to killing themselves. I would encourage you, if you're somebody who's like that. I'm not saying your problems are all going to be fixed in a day, but I am saying that you might want to connect with your source, with your creator, to know the answer to that question. And if you have doubts about who your creator is, we all do. We've all been there. We've all had doubts before, but you got to believe in something. So just pray and just ask God, God, if you're real, God, if you're real, God, if you really are my creator, just teach me how to trust you, how to know you, and he will. Begin to get to know your creator, and all of those questions will be answered for you. You start to learn things like it's not all about you. You start to learn things like it's not about your feelings. Feelings come and go. That the enemy is going to use anything that he can use to convince you to be doubtful of your worth. Because if he can make you doubt your worth, doubt your purpose, if he can keep you distracted by looking at other people, oh, she has 100 million subscribers, oh, he has a nice car that he gets to drive to and from work. Oh, I don't have a car at all. At least she has a car. Looking at other people and then using what you see in other people as a reflection for yourself, and then feeling bad about yourself and feeling worthless, looking at how your relationships are broken, looking at how your kids hate you, or how you're not really good at anything, or seeing things. If the devil can get you to see things like that, he knows that your sense of self-worth is going to go down and that you will eventually kill yourself, and he knows that that's not of God, but that's his goal. So you have to remember that there are so many stories in the Bible of people who were just regular everyday people, some people who weren't called to be used significantly by God until they were 30s, 40s, 100 years old. What did they do with their life up until that point? Imagine if they would have been out there tending to the sheep, tending to the flock or tending to the crops, whatever it was that they were doing in that day, and thinking, well, this is all I do every day. My life is worthless. Imagine if they would have thought that. So many things, wouldn't have transpired. God doesn't want us to think like that. Everything we do here is temporary. You can be extraordinary, you can be ordinary, in terms of how man sees you, but none of that has anything to do with how God sees you. God wouldn't have created you if he didn't have a very special and unique purpose for you. And the thing about it is you are not always going to know what he has purpose for you. That's what trust is all about. That's what faith is all about. So anyways, I know it's a mouthful, but I just want to encourage you to get to know God, get to know your creator if you have that question. So those are the things that I believe about myself. Like, I honestly believe. And having a child makes it more evident than ever. Like, everything about my perspective is shifting right now. Now that I have a child, I feel like if I didn't have any other purpose in life, now I do. And that is to be her mother. And that is to be her guide. And that is to train her up in the way that she should go. You know, that is to introduce her to God and to happiness, to positivity, you know, introduce her to certain ways of thinking and ways of going about maneuvering this life and avoiding certain pitfalls. You know, teaching her how to enjoy her life while she can, because tomorrow's not promised no matter how old you are. I have such a great purpose in her. And I feel like all of us have something, whether it's parenthood, whether it's our job. You may hate your job, but maybe your boss really values you as much as you hate your job. Maybe that's a start, you know. Maybe you hate everything about your life, but every day on the way to work, you stop at this coffee shop and get a cup of coffee, and the barista just always thanks you for being so kind, or smiles at you and tells you to have a great day. Someone asks you about your story and you think it's insignificant, but you tell them, and maybe just that interaction with them was the only positive interaction they had that day, and maybe that positivity saved their life, prevented them from going and kill themselves. Like, you don't always know. So I just think that it's not really about us knowing what purpose God has given us, but just knowing that he's given us a purpose, if that makes sense. You're welcome to Living Outside the Box with Grace Square. You are very welcome, and I thank you so much for being here with me. And anything that you guys get from my videos, please feel free to share with others. Life, it really is a gift. That's what life is all about. It is a dang gift, okay? Because we don't have to be here. And trust me, well, you don't gotta trust me, but I truly believe that it's better to be here the time that we can than to not be here until it's time for us to go home to heaven. And that time is not yet. You know what I'm saying? So there's always something good you can get from life. So that's today's topic. Tomorrow we'll be talking about something else. Thank you guys for joining me in this detangling process. I'm almost finished detangling my natural hair. We are going through a whole lot of changes on this natural hair journey, y'all. And I will be making some new videos to fill you guys in on what's been going on with me and my natural hair. Let me know if you guys have any questions, requests. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? Because that will be tomorrow's topic. Y'all already know, okay? So be prepared to tell me what you're thankful for. I wonder if I can do like a giveaway or something. Should I do a giveaway? Comment on this video. Tell me if I should do a giveaway. And what I'll probably do if I do it is have you guys tell me what you're thankful for, and the one that I find to be the most compelling, whatever, or touches me or something like that, I'll use that as an opportunity to give something away to you guys, okay? Comment. Let me know. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye.